Welcome to Fishbowl Sports here. And joining me today is Caleb and Juicy. How you doing today, guys? I mean Bear, not Caleb. Bear.
Yeah, it
I
takes
know
some getting used to. It's all we're doing good, man. How's life? Yeah.
Oh yeah, doing great.
we had a very interesting week of college football to say the least, but we're going to be talking more about the LSU Tigers going into their conference opener. Not conference opener, my
No, I was
bad.
about to say out.
No,
No,
not conference opener. We're going to visit them
Conference
Ole Miss
road
Rebels.
opener.
conference road
Road
opener. You could
opener.
say.
Road, excuse me very much. Road opener against them old Rebels from Ole Miss. How you look at this matchup, Bear? Like how you think Ole Miss and LSU, compare and contrast them for me?
It's it's very interesting because now with the all of a sudden the emergence of Chambliss, the backup quarterback who's basically taken the college football world by storm, he seems like he's actually more comfortable in the offense than the other what's the other quarterback? I forgot his name. Um than the guy who was the starter for the first couple games of the season. Now, based off the small sample size of what we've seen out of Chambliss, I mean, everybody seems to think that he's actually the better quarterback. But I mean, it's going to be
Simmons
an
was that
interesting game
guy's
because
name.
You got LSU's defense that zero cover blitz heavy, and you got Ole Miss's offense that's can score points in bunches, and their defense is not very good. But it's gonna be an interesting game.
Juicy, what you think
And
about the matchup?
while
Oh,
I was just gonna say, while we're talking about LSU, yeah, Brian Kelly finally said Nussmeier is finally healthy, and he played him last week so that he could get some reps, at 100% health. But based off of what the offense did against Southeastern, I'm still not impressed. Do what you did against Southeastern against Ole Miss, and then maybe then we can talk about the offense being improved.
Well, I doubt they're going to beat them 56-10, but I mean,
what you think about Ole Miss and LSU, Juicy? How do you
well,
think they match up?
I mean, Bear kind of hit everything on the point. I know it statistically wise, it's going to be the biggest challenge for LSU's defense is what I'm interested to see, especially because Ole Miss's offense is ranked ninth in the NCAA. Total offense is ranked ninth. 14th passing. I'm looking at the stats right here. 14th in the passing game. 25th best rushing attack in the country. 218 and a half yards per game. 324 passing yards per game and a total 543 yards per game. So it's going to be interesting for sure. It'd be the toughest test for this defense so far, who's ranked 17th in the country, the 10th best rushing defense and the 25th best rushing offense going against each other. So it's definitely going to be something's got to give, as they say. But I'm definitely interested in seeing that matchup. But I still have some interest in seeing the offense. How the offense is going to do. LSU's ranked 70th in total offense. Ole Miss's defense isn't
Oh,
that.
ooh, 70th.
Ole
Ooh, we're
Miss's
making
defense
progress.
isn't Ole Miss's defense isn't really that hot. 72nd total ranked defense, and they have the 120th rushing defense in the country, so they're near the bottom on that category. Of course, LSU's near the bottom in rushing offense, so something's going to give there too.
And and Caden Durham's hurt,
And
so we
Caden
may not
Durham's
have
hurt. I
him.
forgot to mention that. So we'll
Yeah.
see. It's definitely going to be a test for sure for LSU's defense and see if LSU's offense can kind of take advantage of a sluggish Ole Miss defense, maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how well they do here. Some key defensive stats for Ole Miss. They're giving about 5.2 yards per play. Um, in that regards to that there. So they're, Juicy was talking
And
about their rushing
and
defense. not being very well and being very good
And
there. So I think that's something that LSU can take advantage of here for sure. Uh, they just have to get the running game going. I think that, like, look, throughout the Southeastern game, that's a talent gap, obviously. Southeastern got paid $750,000 to go travel to Baton Rouge to lose.
Which wasn't a
Basically,
far drive either. So,
it's almost like rent a win, basically. That's kind of maybe a new service. The service that basically is that. But if LSU can get their running game going, and because they got to get offensive balance. I
the Ole
know,
Miss has a poor
uh,
rushing defense, so they got a good chance to try and do that too.
yeah, that is something I think Brian Kelly needs to get into is like their running game because it's gonna come a point in one of these games where they're gonna have to run the football to try to win the ball game, or put them in a situation to win, maybe to shoot
Austin
clock or
Simmons.
whatever. That's that quarterback's name.
Austin Simmons. That's the other
Simmons, I said
quarterback,
his
Austin
last name
Simmons.
earlier. I couldn't think of his first name.
So
Austin Simmons.
the next four games for LSU's looking at the schedule here: Ole Miss, then South Carolina, going the road to Vanderbilt and Texas A&M. Vanderbilt's been kind
Gosh,
of a sneaky,
Vanderbilt's
like not
really
really.
sneaky and under the radar.
Yeah, I mean Pavier's got that court case going against the NCAA right now. That is, and because he's trying to get more years of eligibility. We're
That
gonna see if
Vandy
he
game won't be easy like years past. It's all Vandy was almost a gimme in years past, but it's a different time in college football now.
But looking at the next four games, LSU doesn't look like they're really challenged too much here. I mean, Ole Miss is going to be somewhat of a challenge. South Carolina is not what I thought they were going to be this year. Vanderbilt might be a
that
little bit of a challenge.
Texas A&M game is definitely going to be that Texas A&M game is going to be probably the toughest one out of the bunch.
Out of those four, and then
That
you get
Vandy
to
game's
finish
gonna be
off the
tough
season.
too because it's going to Nashville too.
And then
Not
it's
that Nashville's a hard place to play.
Alabama, Arkansas, Western Kentucky, then and Oklahoma in rounding out the season for LSU. So I think the defense of LSU is really good. They're playing lights out right now. They have not given up more than 10 points in a ball game, but has LSU really been challenged so far? I think that was kind of one that I was kind of talking about the Clemson game. Was it a really significant game when, I mean, you saw the post on Facebook. I know Bear saw the post and commented on it. Um, what is it a big win for LSU that they beat Clemson? Because Clemson does not look like Clemson of old. That is something that
No,
we have to, take into account there. So,
no,
what
that
has this
Clemson win does not mean as much as it did before, especially with them losing to Syracuse the way that they did.
and
Who
Georgia Tech as
Syracuse was
well?
and Georgia Tech, but Syracuse was a team that wasn't even projected to make it to a
So
bowl at the end of the
we
season.
we want to talk about LSU's schedule, but it's not like Ole Miss's schedule. It's not like they've played well against great opponents either. They got Georgia State, Kentucky,
Well, they
Arkansas,
played.
two games.
They struggled against Kentucky, who's one
It's
of
not
the
like
top
they've
teams in the
done. It's
SEC.
not like
So
they've played well against
And
great competition
Arkansas. I mean,
either,
they barely skated by Arkansas too.
and
I mean,
Kentucky too.
I mean, but this is kind of like you look at both the schedules. Tulane's been a pretty decent team this year, and from what I could tell, I mean, they in Ole Miss ended up beating them 45-10, but they did
This
play them at
is
home.
this is gonna this game pretty much is gonna determine probably. I mean, this is probably both teams' toughest game up to this point.
I mean
well,
that could be that could very well change too. I mean, that's not like something that's set in stone about what we're gonna actually see out there on the football field either. But I do think that LSU, I think it's imperative. I know I keep bringing it up every week, but I thought it was one of the preseason, things that they had to get to be a national championship caliber team. They're gonna have to run the football. They didn't
oh
need
yeah,
Nussmeier,
absolutely.
like you gotta have balance, and that is something I have not seen out of this LSU ball club. They got great
Where's Leonard
receivers. They have a
Fournette
great
at?
quarterback.
Where's Leonard
Yeah,
Fournette? Where's all these studs they've had in the past? You know,
Yeah. Well, you can have all the Leonard Fournette you want in the backfield, but we still have offensive line issues.
Where's Les Miles? Calling Les
Oh,
Miles.
The offensive line, the running back's only going to be as good as his offensive line.
yep. That is a
You
case
need
in
Les
point right
Miles. At
there.
least Les Miles could get some studs on offensive line.
It's a whole different age though with the transfer portal.
It
So,
is.
how you think Ole Miss's offensive line is going to be able to handle LSU's defensive line, Bear?
Well, based on how they've performed against subpar, I mean, it's even though it's SEC teams, I mean, subpar teams like Arkansas and Kentucky.
Kentucky, that's the only two.
I mean, this is probably their best defense that they're going to face at this point in the season. So I think LSU should be able to handle business, but if they're, I don't know, I have that feeling that we talked about the off game earlier this season, and I think I just got a feeling this might be the off game for the defense. I don't know.
What you think of Juicy?
God, man, why don't make me try to predict what I want to think, man? I don't know. I honestly, I have no idea, man. This game's either going to be a wild shootout, or LSU's defenses, or it's going to be one of those low scoring games. It's not going to be no in between. That's the best I can give
On
you. It's going to be
on
one way or the other. It ain't going to be it ain't going to be some like middle score game. That's all I
I'll,
say.
I'll just say this: on paper, LSU's defense should be able to handle business, and then I'll leave the
I
rest
do
when it
agree.
comes
I
down
do
to
agree
it.
with Bear. LSU should be able to cause fits or Ole Miss, especially if they can get pressure on the quarterback. And uh,
On paper, they should be able to handle business, but we'll get
Blake
more into
Baker
that once
loves
we
to
get to the
blitz.
game.
All I'm gonna say is Blake Baker loves to blitz. So if they can hit home or at least keep pressure, make him uncomfortable the whole game, they should. They
I
might
think they're
get
going to
burned
be
a
able.
few. They might get burned a few times, but you live by the blitz,
I
you die
think
by
they're
the
going to be
blitz.
able
I
to
like
get
the
to him.
aggressiveness.
I think they're going to be able to get to the quarterback a couple of times in this game. I do think they're going to be able to
You don't even
infiltrate
have
to
to
the
get to
backfield
him. You just got
and
to
be able to
put
put
pressure
pressure
on
on
him.
the
You just got to
quarterback.
keep pressure on him, keep him uncomfortable.
I think LSU secondary is going to make a couple of big plays like they did, like
Oh, I mean,
not to the like
LSU's got studs on
extreme,
defense though,
not
and
not to the
Trinace Green's
extreme of the
back too
Florida
this
game.
week.
Not to the extreme of the Florida game where they had like 5 interceptions, but they might get a pick or two. I think they can put enough pressure there because the Florida game, you might see that every once, maybe 10 years or something like that because it's very rare that you see a quarterback throw 5 interceptions. I can't remember the last time I actually saw one, but besides the Florida game before that. And I've been watching college football for, shoot, probably since I came out of the womb.
He was knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah. And it's
Trinace
maybe on
Green's back
one
this
hand I
week
can say how many
too for
times I saw that.
offense. I don't know if y'all have seen that.
Wait, what, Juicy?
Yep, saw that.
Trinace Green's back this week too.
Yeah,
A
saw
six
that.
foot
Trey Davis.
seven tight end.
That's gonna be a big, nice, tall target for Nussmeier to throw to in the end zone. Gonna create a matchup problem for that Ole Miss defense probably. Will box out a little bit there. I do think that it's who y'all got right now as your top four teams in the SEC. I want to hear that because I think we can spend all day talking about LSU and Ole Miss, but in the bigger picture of things, who's your top four right now, Bear?
Top four. Let's see. If we're going off for records, I mean, obviously Georgia's up there.
Connection issue.
LSU as well. Definitely is looking. Tennessee's looking pretty good, and I'm gonna say Texas as the top four.
Do you see who's your top four so far?
Hello.
My top four as of right now. Well, the official standings right now have Ole Miss, LSU, Missouri, Oklahoma as the top four. That's not who I think is top four. Um, I believe that Georgia's number one. I would have Georgia number one. Tennessee two. Now, this some people might be surprised by this, but I would say that Vandy would be number three. Believe it or not. Uh,
Whoa,
That's kind of I think that's a hot take, Juicy.
that is a hot take. I have Vandy at number three.
that
Some
is
people will be surprised
that's
by
an
that. And to round out
extremely
my
hot take.
fourth take, I would for the fourth spot, I would give it to A&M, and I would have LSU just the first one on the outside at number five.
Okay, so my top four is gonna go like this. I think you got to put Georgia at number one. I'm kind of similar to what Juicy is, but I don't have Vandy in my top four. I'm sorry. Um,
No, no, haven't seen enough of them
Georgia,
yet.
Georgia's my number one right now. I was impressed with Tennessee. Tennessee should have won that game. I think they should be number two. Number three for me would be LSU because of their defense. You know what? I'm kind of ranking LSU right now at number three just because of the fact if the potential. I think LSU's got really good potential on
If they could
offense.
get this all together, if they could get this all
If they
together,
find that
yes.
running game, they're going to be a very dangerous team to contend with in the SEC. So I got them at number three. My number four team is, drum roll please,
A&M.
Missouri.
What? To me, that's more of a hot take than Vandy.
Well,
No, because
their
I'm gonna tell you
quarterback is,
why.
is a Heisman Trophy favorite right now. Believe it or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, if you look at Missouri, and they have a very favorable schedule as well, if you look at it somewhat there, in the preseason. But it's gotten a little bit tougher for them, so we're gonna find out what Missouri's about in the next coming weeks
I'm.
here for
I
sure.
wasn't ranking off of potential. I was just ranking off of you. You asked me what I rank as of right now, as of what I've seen. That's just what
I
I've
mean,
seen
you
as
could,
of right
hey,
now.
I gave y'all the disclaimer though. I said off of potential. I think
I'm
Missouri,
not
they got
doing
a really good.
potential. I'm just doing off of what I've seen so far.
All right.
I mean, I'm thinking of like when you get down into November and stuff, and that's whenever, you gotta start like, you gotta be perfect to be ready for your championship conference, your conference championships, and that kind of thing. So I think Missouri, they got a really good running back in Armand Hardy, who transferred from ULM, and he's gonna be he's a heck of a back, man. I think Missouri's got a pretty
Yeah.
good offensive line. I think they're going to be really tough to stop, and it's just the thing I think that might hold Missouri back. If any unit would do it, it's probably their defense, but I think their defense is even pretty good. So, um, yeah, that's my top four as far as teams in the SEC go. So, y'all ready to do some game picks here, fellas?
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
We're starting it off a little bit. We got a little Friday night action. If y'all are down for that.
Oh yeah.
Um, Number eight, Florida State. Going on the road to take on Virginia. I got Florida State winning this one. Bear, who you got in this game?
Yeah, it should be a pretty easy game for Florida State. I mean, they're obviously right now probably the front runner for the ACC. I mean, Clemson's not Clemson. North Carolina struggling. North Carolina State's not very good. Georgia Tech, I don't know if they can sustain this success once they get into the heart of the schedule. So I'll take Florida State in this one. Well, either Florida
Juicy,
State and Miami are the two front runners.
Juicy, who you
So,
got?
We got Florida State. Interesting side note: Miami and Florida State play each other next week. Your two teams that you said are the top two SEC.
ooh,
Gonna be a nice little action right there
Gonna be a
in the
good one.
ACC.
ooh,
Number 24,
ooh, that's
TCU
gonna be a good
taking on
game.
Arizona State, taking on each other here. Um, I got let's see, I'm gonna go with TCU. I think TCU looked pretty good so far this year. What you think, Bear?
Yeah, TCU looks pretty good. Sonny Dykes always has high-powered offense. Arizona State clearly without Cam Scatterbo's is not the same team. They're having a little bit of a down year this year, so I'll take TCU in this one.
What you thinking, Juicy?
Yeah, I'll give it to TCU.
Number 22, Notre Dame taking on Arkansas. This one here, Notre Dame finally got a win this past week. Congratulations to them. Um, Give me the
Yeah, I
Razorbacks.
wouldn't call
I
it a
got Arkansas
but
winning this one. What you think, Bear?
Arkansas Notre Dame should be able to win this game. But why are we even talking about Notre Dame ranked in the top 25? They're 1-2. They have no signature wins left on that schedule.
It's kind of a joke, honestly.
Did I hear
Uh,
Chiefs say that Arkansas was going to win?
yeah. What's up?
Well, Bear's right. Notre Dame, I don't know why they're on there. Probably a more of a historical or a name brand deal. It probably has a lot to do with it. But I'm a I'm gonna go with Notre Dame, man. I was tempted to pick Arkansas, but I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
I only picked Arkansas because they're playing them at home. I think that's a
Fair
recipe for
enough.
Arkansas to win that game.
Fair enough.
Well, I could see that because I mean Sam Pittman does need to win to keep his job. He's basically fired at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, he's got his back against the wall. He needs to rally off and get some wins for sure to keep his job, possibly, but he's probably gone, honestly. But number 16, Georgia Tech taking on Wake Forest. Give me Georgia Tech, man. What you think, Bear?
Yeah, Wake Forest isn't very good. Georgia Tech, like I said, they're a good team. I just don't know how much they can maintain this success later on in the season, but they're clearly, more talented than Wake Forest. So I'll take Georgia Tech in this one.
Juicy, who you got?
Well, talent doesn't always necessarily win every game just because you got more talent. However, I say that to say that Georgia Tech's gonna win.
Number 21, USC taking on
Really?
number 23. Number 23, Illinois here. Man, this one, I kind of got a little bit of a toss up here with this one here. Somewhat there. I don't trust USC this year with Lincoln Riley. I really don't, to be honest with y'all. Um, Even if
I don't
Flight
trust
Line,
Illinois either, though. I don't trust Illinois either. They got
oh, I
beat
mean,
the
they got
brakes beat
tattooed.
off of them.
Actually, yeah, they got tattooed in their last game.
Ain't like I
It's
trust
kind of
Illinois
curious.
either.
Wait. They call that BT. They call that BTA. BTA.
That
I'll let y'all
I'm gonna
try
go
to
with
figure out what
USC.
that
I'm gonna go
means.
with you. I'm gonna go with USC. I was like, I'm gonna pick Illinois. No, never mind. I'm gonna pick USC. Bear, who you got?
Yeah, actually, a little side note: USC's quarterback is actually he's like number 2 or 3, I think, in the Heisman race right now. Nobody's really talking about him, but he's having a really good year. But with that being said, it is Lincoln Riley. I'm not a fan of his system. I'm not a fan of his defense, if you can call it defense. But Illinois did get a beat down last week. They got a little BTA from Indiana, and but you know what? Give me Illinois. I'm taking Illinois. I know more about Bielema than I do USC. So
Juicy, who you got in that game?
well, I don't trust either of these teams, but
That's
I
fair.
trust Illinois. I trust Illinois less than I trust USC at this point, so I'm gonna go with USC.
All right. Utah State taking on number 18, Vanderbilt. Give me Vandy, man. Who you got, Bear?
that number 18 has a nice little ring to it. I'll take Vanderbilt in this game. Give me the fighting Pavillas, baby.
Let's go. Juicy, who you leaning in
Well,
that one?
I'm gonna go ahead and give Vandy their first 5-0 start in about 15 years because the last time they did that was when James Franklin was the head coach. So I'm gonna go with Vandy here.
And then he turned around and
Auburn.
left and went to Penn State.
Yep.
Auburn taking on number 9, Texas A&M. Oh man. I am actually tempted to pull an upset here, but I'm not going to. Give me Texas A&M. Who you got, Bear?
Yeah, Auburn for some reason when the rubber meets the road, they for this season they just have not performed. They've seemed to kind of like cower and fall over and play dead. And so for that reason, I'm going with give Marcellus Reed to and Mike Elko to pull this one out. It should be, an easy win, but I mean the score is probably not going to be as much as the spread as they're thinking that it is. It might be like a field goal game or something.
What you thinking, Juicy?
Well, I'm going against both of you. I'm going with the upset here, baby. I'm gonna go with War Eagle.
Okay. All right. Look, I was tempted. I had the little devil on my
Hey,
shoulder,
I
poking at
called the Indiana one last week just to let y'all know. I called the Indiana upset last week, but I wasn't
me.
expecting it to be
You
about
did.
53.
Look, I give you credit on that one. And speaking of Indiana, that's our next game. Number 11 Indiana taking on Iowa here. Uh, I'm gonna go with Indiana. Bear, who you got in this one?
Yeah, Indiana's RPO, that high powered RPO that they run, that and
Yep.
up tempo, and their defense looked legit against Illinois last week. And somebody check on Kirk Ferentz because now he's the longest tenured coach since Mike Gundy got fired today.
And nothing to show for it.
Yep. What you thinking, Juicy?
I'm gonna go with Indiana.
All right. At 3:30 on ABC at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Number 4 LSU taking on 13 Ole Miss. Actually, a little fun fact about this: Juicy and I actually went to Oxford
I've
a
been
couple
to
of
Vaught
years.
Hemingway before.
Yep. Uh, it was actually my first away SEC stadium I went to.
Yeah, we went watch UL there several years back.
Yeah, we did several years ago. That's almost been about what, 8 years
In fact,
ago?
yeah, that was when Ole Miss still had DK Metcalf and
Yeah, they
Laquan
did.
Treadwell and them. So that was they had the NWO still.
The
That's the name
The nasty
I
the
heard in a
wideouts. That's what
while.
they called
nasty
them. The nasty
wideouts. That's what they had on
wideouts.
their
The nasty wideouts.
Yep, I remember
That's
DK
great.
Metcalf was on that team.
the nasty
Laquan
wideouts. I
Treadwell.
remember
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
that.
And they had
I
another
got
stud. I can't think of his name either.
I just remember from that game that nasty freaking pizza that then people were giving away at the end of the game. And
It
me and
was edible.
Mike,
That's all I have to say. It was
oh
edible.
dude, I just remember me and Mike being all excited. We were like, dude, yes, we're getting some free
Free
pizza.
pizza, and it
Got
was
back in the car, that
disgusting.
was the nastiest pizza I ever tried in my life, man. I'll
I
tell
was
you what.
hungry. I just put
God,
up with it, but it was disgusting.
I was hungry too, but I was like, God dang, bro, that was freaking terrible. Anyway, back to picking this game here. LSU's defense shines. Give me the Fighting Tigers over the Rebels. Who you got, Bear?
Not so fast. Remember we talked about that LSU defense off game? I think this is going to be the one where they have an off game, and Lane Kiffin always seems to have our number. He either plays us close or finds a way to always beat us in the end. So I'm going to take the upset in this one. Technically, it's not an upset. Ole Miss is favored in this game by 4.5. So
Oh, I lost something.
Yeah, I think
oh,
Caleb might. Oh,
There
I'm
he
I'm
is, I think.
no, I'm
yeah, there he
here.
is.
Did you
Okay,
get?
yeah.
I said I'm picking Ole Miss. It's technically not an upset because Ole Miss is favored by 4.5. So I'm picking Ole Miss
They
though.
actually was favored by 1.5, actually,
All right,
according to what I'm
Juicy, who you
seeing.
got?
Oh well,
Who you got, buddy?
it was 4.5.
Well, interesting note also. Before I make my pick, now Whit Weeks is dating Lane Kiffin's daughter. Actually,
Yes,
I don't know
that
if y'all knew that.
That's diabolical, honestly, because
Yeah,
I
that's
told
Yeah,
him
I
not pretty
so.
do.
crazy as that. Whit Weeks is dating his daughter after
I
she was
think I
correct.
think that's a social media. I think some kind of deal just to get Lane Kiffin stirred up to get in his head. Honestly, I think
No,
that's
they
all it
got a
is.
picture with each other, like kissing or something or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
So
legit,
it's
bro.
legit. But
Yeah, so was her and Walker Howard.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say that LSU's defense plays well. Ole Miss's offense struggle. LSU's offense still struggles, and I do think that I'm gonna go with Bear and pick Ole Miss in this game
It's like
That's
Lane
in a low
Kiffin always
scoring game. But I'm gonna pick
Lane
Ole
Kiffin
Miss for 'em.
always Kiffin always seems to have our number. And he
It ain't
always
because
finds a
it's a
way to
shootout.
somehow get to us.
It's not because it's a shootout. Just because Ole Miss makes a couple more plays.
fair. Number one, Ohio State taking on Washington. I got the Buckeyes. What are you thinking, Bear?
Yeah, Washington's clearly not the same since the boar cheese or whatever his name is left. Boarhead cheese, whatever his name is, left, and Washington's kind of down. So yeah, Ohio State should win this one. My boy, Super Saiyan, should be able to ball out in this game.
What you thinking, Juicy?
Well, Washington is 3-0. I see that too. But
They ain't play nobody.
I think Ohio State's got this.
Number 15, Tennessee taking on Mississippi State. Give me the Volunteers. Then they go on the road and take down Mississippi State. What you thinking, Bear?
I'm gonna pull the upset on this one. I think Jeff Levy's got
What?
something cooking in Starkville,
What?
and that game against Arizona State kind of put everybody on notice about Mississippi State. So I'm taking the Bulldogs in this one for an upset.
What?
Juicy, what you
Don't
thinking?
don't what me, son.
What? That's a heck of a hot take, man. I am surprised to see him 4-0 though. But nah, man, Tennessee's got this. I think Tennessee's gonna win.
Arizona taking on number
Now
14,
Vegas
Iowa
only
State.
gave him two wins.
I got I'm gonna go with Iowa State in this game
Go
here.
ahead.
I think they'll take down Arizona. Who you got, Bear?
Yeah, Iowa State should be able to handle business in this one. Their offense is pretty good. Their defense is not as good as some of the other Big Ten teams, but they got this.
What you thinking, Juicy?
Iowa State.
Number 17, Alabama taking on number 5, Georgia. They got to go on the Alabama's got to go on the road to Georgia. Man, this one I'm kind of this could go either way,
I
honestly.
know who I'm going with.
I think Alabama's gonna play their best game of the year just because it's Georgia. Um, but I got Georgia winning this one. What you think, Bear?
Yeah,
Little
the board kind of took over, kind of started handling business after the whole Florida State loss. He's been a little more involved, a little more snappy with the officials, and he seemed to have gotten this program on the right track. So I'm pulling the upset. I'm picking Alabama to win this game.
that's fair. Juicy.
I got the Bulldogs, man. Give me a Uga.
Ooga. All right. Number 6, Oregon taking on number 3,
College game
Penn
day is going
State.
to this one.
Yeah, Penn State. Oregon and Penn State here. This is a top 10 matchup here. Penn State, man, like I feel like they're so close every year. Like they're talked about like they'll break that glass ceiling. And until they do, I really don't know how they lean this way. I'm technically gonna pick an upset, even though I don't really consider this because they're really close. Um, I'm gonna go with Oregon. I think Penn State's gonna be have a letdown game. What you think, Bear?
Yeah, Penn State hasn't. They played a bunch of high school teams to start the season. Drew Allur's, kind of struggled in big games last year. Whether he's improved or not, we'll have yet to find out. But I'm going with Chief. I'm gonna. The Ducks look really good. I mean, their defense is fast. Their offense is fast. They're not necessarily the biggest, but they play quick to the ball. And so I'm picking the upset. I'm taking picking the Ducks.
Juicy, who you got?
I'm surprised Penn State's even favored in this game, even though they're a home team. I don't know how they favored. Honestly, Oregon's not. Oregon's not. Let me see. Oregon's not FIU, Villanova, or Nevada because that's their first three games Penn State's played. I think the Ducks about to do a lot of push-ups, so I got
Exactly.
Oregon.
UMass take on number 20, Missouri. I got Missouri. They should take care of business. What you think, Bear?
Yeah, this ain't even. This is a waste of time. Missouri should handle business in this one.
Juicy?
Missouri.
All right. Next game that we got on the list here is number 25, BYU taking on Colorado. I got BYU winning this one. I think they'll beat Deion Sanders and the Buffalo. What you think, Bear?
Yeah, Colorado's got quarterback issues. No Shador Sanders, no Shiloh Sanders. Give me the fighting Mormons.
What you think of Juicy?
I got BYU.
All right, and that's all our picks that we have for this week here. Um, I mean, looks like we got a pretty good week of college football here in the top 25 here. Gonna be interesting to see how this playoff race kind of plays out here. Follow us on all our social media channels here: Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're on Threads. We're on so many of them. I lose count of it at times. So yeah, follow Fishbowl Sports wherever you get your podcasts at. So we're kind of updating stuff here a little bit here. Got a new logo that we
And
kind
not
of
to
hashed out.
mention our award-winning host as well.
Oh, thank you. I mean,
That is true.
I do have the award right here.
Show off
This
that hardware, son.
yeah, this was
Show
a
off that
LAB
hardware.
award. LAB award that I won in March this year. This is my second one that I got. Uh, so thank y'all for tuning into the show here, and we'll see you here next time here on the Fishbowl Sports. Have a good night, Fishbowl Nation.
Good night.
Great. Have a good night.